Hello. Y'all, how are you guys doing? So this is going to be my catch-up video that has been long awaiting and has been delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. So it's a lot to catch up on. This video is probably going to be a little bit all over the place. I'm going to be talking about channel updates that are coming and have happened. I'm going to be talking about my birthday, going to be talking about some of the stuff I'm just going through. You know, we're just going to be hanging out a little bit. And since I didn't really get to celebrate my birthday, I didn't get to do a birthday live stream like I really wanted to for my 1,000 subscribers. We're going to just do it now. Well, it's not a live stream right now, but I'm going to celebrate with you. So I think I don't know if this is I've gotten really into randomly drinking stouts, and I don't know if it's just like now that I'm like 25, like I'm just like at that point in my life where I'm just like an old person. I don't know if this is like a screw on. How do you know if do y'all know if there's like how you can tell something's like a screw on? I don't think this is a screw on, but we'll see. That was anticlimactic. Regardless, let's just like hang out for a bit. I'm gonna just be drinking this oatmeal stout. I did a post, a story on my Instagram post, which if you're not following me on Instagram, it's just simply Velka. But I recently posted a sunset picture, and I posted about it on my story just before I sat down to record. I noticed how this picture, I go to this brewery, and I always get this oatmeal stout, and like the picture matches the sunset picture I took. It was like so unintentional, and I thought it was just so cool. So let's just hang out and get you a little drink as well. Get you, if you're underage, get you some apple juice. So I hate how much I enjoy this. Okay, so you guys, let's get comfy, right? This is gonna be a doozy of a one. Did I really just say it's gonna be a doozy? Yeah, for my birthday. I even like had like recorded like the majority of it. I wanted to do a celebration, aesthetic, like just a creative video. It would be more so for myself, but it would be like thanking you guys and kind of just, I don't know, that's somewhere where I feel like I can kind of flex my creative bone, is being able to like create like an emotion through a video or express an emotion. And so like I really wanted to like express gratitude and try to, in my own abstract way, explaining how the emotion that I feel and why it means the way it does. And it just wasn't turning out in the way that I wanted it to. I really want it to be perfect. And so I decided to myself, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna put it on the ground. Like, since it wasn't working out in the way I wanted to, I'm gonna save it for my 10,000 subscriber mark. So we'll just put that on our vision board. And so yeah, that's an update with that. Because I know for some people, I was talking about a little bit that I wanted to do that, but and also some stuff happened during like my birthday time that is just like now my cat's going crazy. I was really excited for my birthday because this is going to be like the first year that I really considered myself, like, I just liked who I've become as a person. This was the first year that I didn't think I was gonna be like really sad, because I was just happy with how I've progressed in life, especially in the last couple of years. I was just really proud, and when I'm able to like look at myself in the mirror and I think I'm a cool person. I think I live a really cool life and I'm interesting. And I've never been able to say that before. I always thought there was something wrong with me. And so being able to just like sit and appreciate like just where I'm at, like how things have progressed, like I'm just proud of myself. And so it was like during my birthday time, hold on, we're gonna need a drink for this before I get into it. We're gonna get into some of the nitty gritty of like what's been going on in my life. I've been like recently in the past couple months, 2 or 3 months, I've been working on reconnecting with my family again. The family that I talk to, not the Caucasian side of my family that's like all like homophobic and racist. 90% of them rather. But like my father, my mother, my brothers, you know, just like the immediate family, because it's just been me. You know, I haven't really had a close relationship with anybody because I've always just been so different and like no one could relate to me and my family. And I was so headstrong, like I wasn't going to change and mold into their concept, right? I always had I never like question, like I never had like a identity crisis or anything. Like I knew what I was, I knew what I liked, and that was that. And so from a very young age, because I was so different, like it wasn't normal to be gay. It wasn't normal, like none of this. Not how it is now wasn't how it was when I was growing up. Back in our day, calm down, Patrick. You were born in '95. Baby, it is just lovely. This stout, like, hold on, can we just take a sidebar? This stout, let me explain why I like this. I like, usually, okay, I used to be an alcoholic, right? I've hinted at it. I think I've said it in a few videos before. I used to be an alcoholic. Or I used to drink a lot. Like, whenever there was a point in time in my life, I would work my 4 days, and then on my 2 days off, I would just get like alcohol and just get blackout drunk. Like, during anytime like I'm just going through a lot, I will like just go to alcohol, but I'm able to just quit it. Like, it's not like a problem, but usually whenever I'm drinking, it's just like vodka. Whiskey's like my thing. Like, whiskey is like some memories or lack there of memories because of whiskey, if you know what I mean. But yeah, with this oatmeal stout, is just like, it has like a nice flavor to it. Reminds me of just eating like a dark chocolate bar. I just enjoy this so much, long tangent short. But yeah, so where was I? Past while, I've been like reconnecting with my family, healing, not really healing, because there wasn't really anything to heal. Just kind of like connecting, because there's always just been like a distance with me and just everybody. But I always just thought that it was just, they didn't understand me. And so recently, I have just been going through my emotions and was just feeling really alone. And I just wanted to break down. I wanted to break down with someone that was just like really familiar. So I used that opportunity to try to open up to both my parents. My parents aren't together anymore. They both have their own significant others, and I love them both. I love my step parents so much. I'm not very good at letting people in because my brain, I always like to break things down. Like, I break things down logically and very quickly. So it's like, and I don't feel better talking about a situation usually. If I'm talking about a situation, it just bums me out. You know, if I'm talking about a situation, like if I'm talking about it, I'm trying to solve the problem. Long story short, it's just not in my nature to just open up unless I'm asked to for it, right? Someone asks me a question about anything, I can talk about anything. I don't get uncomfortable. It's just like I'm not gonna let you in unless I know that you want to hear something, sort of thing, right? So yeah, long story short, I use that time to try to open up to my mother. And there's like, conversation just wasn't wonderful. I tried to open up and she just didn't know what to do, right? She just comes from it was a learning experience throughout the whole thing because it was a learning experience and it was humbling. Because I just wanted to like break down. I wanted to talk about what's just going on with me, what I'm feeling, and just have a moment. I wasn't trying to fix anything because I can handle it. I know I can handle it, right? I never am looking for sympathy. I really am not. I just wanted a shoulder, you know? I just really wanted to just wanted just be told everything's okay. Even if I know everything's gonna be okay. I just wanted to be told everything's gonna be okay. During the conversation, it just kind of made me feel worse because she's trying to help, but it just kind of like, there's a part that like really, whenever she said like, you're not that important, that was her way of trying to express that life goes on, sort of thing, right? I knew what she was trying to express, but in that moment, it was just like because I was opening up to her. I'm gonna be really real. I was just frustrated. I've been for a long time now, I really have just craved finding my person, and whatever that means. That doesn't mean like an actual like romantic relationship. It could just be like a best friend. I feel like with most people, there's like someone that you can open up to on some level that like a side of you that not many people see. So that's what I was telling her. I was just like, it would have been nice to, I just long for like a deep connection of some sort, and in person, right? Because I have such beautiful connections through the internet. I have such beautiful friendships, but it's just not the same, right? There's still like that level where you just crave that like intimacy, physical intimacy with somebody. It would be nice just to open up to somebody, right? Since I'm not used to that. I don't really, never had family to open up to, it's just not been my thing. So I get knocked down, like I'll get knocked down, but it's just like, I'm not going to complain about it because I always can find the lesson in it. I make it a teaching opportunity, but it's still rough, right? It's still really, really, really hard sometimes, especially when it just feels like you're by yourself, when you don't have family to like talk to, when you feel as if, let me clarify, when you feel as if you don't have anyone that you could connect with closely to talk to. in that way. You can't kind of force that thing either, right? Because I want to always emphasize, like, I have such beautiful people in my life, and it's like I don't know, like there's just like you can't force that type of like just deep like soulful connection that you have with someone just in from like another person face to face, right? So that's just what I was craving. So whenever she said that, it just like it hurt. I was just like crying, and then I was just like, you know what, like let me just hang up, like I just can't do this. And then I called the next day, and I tried to explain to her. I tried to use like the best communication that I could possibly be like, this is what this means to me. This is what I wanted out of this connection, right? So like, I just want a shoulder, right? I tried to explain to her, it's like, I don't need to have something solved. My life is fine. Like I can handle it. Like I didn't get this far not knowing what I was doing, sort of thing, right? I figured in my brain that if I explained how I was feeling, what I wanted, with no shame, wasn't afraid to sound crazy. I was just like, I just want you. I just want you. I just want your presence. I just want your shoulder. And she told me, she is like, I don't know what you want from me. I am doing what I would do for my best friend. And in that moment, I was like, what? It didn't, I told her, I was like, this doesn't make me feel better. I'm your son. And she just didn't understand. It didn't click to her. And it was in that moment, I was just like, holy crap. This is her potential. This is her at her best. This is her version of loving me to her best capability. Her baby, right? I'm the baby. She has 3 boys, I'm the baby. And so I always have felt loved by her. But when in that moment when she was just like, I don't understand what you want from me. I'm treating you as if no differently than I would my friend. And she didn't understand why that hurt. I understood then in that moment. I was like, oh, there's a quote I want to share with you guys. And I don't want this to be sad. Like, I just want to, this is what has really delayed this video. It's like, I really didn't want people to feel bad for me. I'm just trying to explain like what's going on in my brain. And it's not that I don't care about you guys. I really do. I just don't want to, I don't like talking about just like sad stuff. And I really wanted to like work through this as much as I could so I didn't like get sad about this. Because it still hurts. I still struggle with it. There's a quote that like really spoke to me, and that whenever she said that she didn't understand, I heard this quote, and the quote was, it's from a pastor, it's like T.J. Harris or T.D. Harris or something like that. I'll put a link to his speech down in the description box if I remember. But he said something, you know what, I have my laptop here. I have my notes. I have a notes file with all these quotes that inspire me, and I have it written down. I've had it written down for a few months. It spoke to me when I saw the video forever ago. It spoke to me. I didn't know why it spoke to me on such a deep level back then, but I understood this. I heard this quote then. The quote was, "We are 10-gallon people, but we may have been born into families of people who have pint capacities." Ooh, girl. It makes me so emotional now because it's like, yeah, it hurts, but hearing that quote, it was so freeing in that moment. Because I want y'all to understand, like, my mother, I'm like the biggest mama's boy. My mother could do no wrong. Even to this day, I love her so much. And since when I was a kid, living in Florida, like I wasn't able to live with my mom back then because she worked night shifts, so we just lived with my aunt. So it was just like I didn't get to live with her for a lot of my childhood. And so she was always like my motivation. It was just like during like the loneliest nights when I was a kid, being abused in all sorts of ways from my other family. I used that as motivation because it's just like I wanted to keep going for my mother. I used her basically as motivation to just keep on going. So when I heard her say that and I heard that quote in my brain, I understood and I was able to accept it and love her for how it was. I had to end the call shortly after because it just was a lot for me. But it was in that moment, I was like, it was humbling. It was humbling because not that I didn't feel loved by my mother. I still do. I know she does her very best, right? She has her own story, right? Before I came into the picture, she had her own traumas that she has to work through and her own crap, right? She views being a good parental figure as providing a safe space should things go to hell, right? And I'm so thankful for that. But when it comes to like the emotional side, when it comes to like the passion, she doesn't understand it, and that's because of her own stuff. And just look at it logically and see it's just like, oh, she didn't have a good parental figure. She didn't have her parental figures, right? She didn't learn what it was like to be a mother, like a present mother, outside of just providing. We started, how we started in life was very rough, right? And like, as long as we weren't homeless and we had some food on the table, that was enough, right? And that's just how we function. And so that's just how she is. That's her doing her best, is by being able to provide that safe space. So realizing that she couldn't love me in the way that I needed to be loved, to realize that I would have to create that love in myself. I would have to provide that in myself. Oh, I can just continue doing me. This love that I'm feeling, this what I'm lacking, the emotional fulfillment that I'm feeling that I'm lacking, I can either find in myself or I can create that space with the people that I care about. And so, and it's a long process, right? I can talk about it, right? And I can just be like, this is what I need to make most of it, but it's like still trying to stomach it. It's like waking up every single day and just being severely humbled. And yeah, I don't even feel like going into like my father, but it's kind of basically the same thing where it's just like a breaking down to both of them and realizing just how emotionally unavailable they both are. But it had nothing to do with me, and it's just because that's just their best. And having to just deal with both of those blows in such a short time during my birthday, what was the time that I was looking forward to, and I was just like, like so looking forward to. It was just it was a severely humbling time for me. And I wake up every single day and I'm humbled greatly by it. Oh, am I humbled? I talk about this not because I'm searching for sympathy. I'm absolutely not. I'm too optimistic of a person to need sympathy to feel, because I'm like, I can be dealing with this stuff, but my mind, I genuinely like, because that's the way I've just survived through life, is just convincing myself that things are going to get better, that at some point, like whatever. And that's just how my life is. So I know my story gets better. I know my story gets better because at some point it has to, right? Enough of that stuff, right? We don't need to be talking about that sad. I don't want this entire video to be about sad stuff. To wrap that up, basically my birthday was just a time of just like self-reflection and just like really coming to terms with things. So I just didn't have time to, well, not that I didn't have time, I just wasn't at the emotional state that I felt comfortable with doing that kind of video, because I'm just like, that's what I'm going through right now. I wanted to just like address that and just say that that's the lessons that I'm aware of trying to learn. And let's just keep it going, right? I only share this because it's like, I want people to realize that whatever your struggle is, you're not alone in it. It's okay to cry about it. It's okay to say, it's like, you're having a hard time about it. It's okay. I'm having a hard time as well. Do the best that you can every single day. Let me give you an example. Let's argue that I'm probably the happiest I've been like ever in my life, but I'm still battling through depression, right? This cat pillow, if you watch like any of my videos in recent months, like no one else probably has noticed this, but there used to be like this tag on this pillow on the side that would just be really obnoxious and stand out. I've noticed it for months. I haven't cut it out because I was just like working through, like mentally, I was just too distracted with other things. I want you to know that regardless what it is that you're working through, like big or small, like there's not any measuring in terms of this kind of thing. How you manage through it is perfectly okay. How you look while you go through it is perfectly okay. Like whether you look battered or not, all that matters is that you make it out onto the other side. Like for me, I like to use examples. Y'all know me. For me, for example, I may look battered and busted, crusted and dusted. I may be having like crying on camera and posting it for thousands of people to see potentially. But that doesn't matter. If this helps me to see the other side of the tunnel, that's all that matters. My job here on this world is to just make it out on the other side, baby. No one told, there's nothing in that contract, honey, that said that I had to look a certain way, that said that I had to be a certain way, or anything like that, right? So remember that. If you're struggling, if you're feeling things, if you're feeling feelings, that's fine. You're being human. It's okay to be human. That's gonna be the title of this video. It is okay to be human. And if you don't think it's okay to be human, it's okay to be human on this channel. I will be the first one to be messy. It's okay for you to open up, because it's like, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, I promise you, it's not gonna be as embarrassing as what I put out, right? You guys are people that have really motivated me to grow throughout this time on my channel. You guys have been there. You guys are you guys truly are what motivates me to continue growing, to continue pushing myself into like evolving my content. And that's something I want to like, this beautiful blending in, right? Unintentionally, kind of, to what I wanted to talk about next is like my channel. I hit 1,000 subscribers. Let's take a moment. Cheers. Whatever you're drinking tea, you're drinking water, you're drinking a stout, whatever you're drinking that apple juice if you're underage, under 21, and if you're in the United States. Take a moment, cheers with me. Cheers. Cheers. I transitioned my channel from doing picker cards, because let me explain that part too, because there was like a drastic change in my channel content that I was putting out. I switched from doing picker cards because I just wasn't feeling fulfilled by it. It was nice I liked the part where I was providing direction for people and just making people feel seen and heard and just relaying messages from spirit, but the concept of it wasn't fulfilling, because I was like, I just felt cheapened by it. Like, let's just be real. I felt cheapened by it. And I'm not saying anything in terms of like, if you do picker cards, you're like cheap or whatever. There's nothing to do with that. It's just more so because there's like it just wasn't efficient. I would feel so drained after doing one singular pick a card, and I feel like I wasn't able to be as detailed as I would like to be in my readings, because like, I'm extremely detailed. I feel like if you speak in vagaries, then it does no service, right? And pick a cards, like there's a certain time limit that you have to do, so I'm limited. So it's like, once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I was motivated to just do zodiacs, because I wanted to speak in more specific, right? To really help individuals and really like hone in on energies even more, right? As this channel gets bigger, that's like my goal, is to really, because I connect with energy. I don't know how to really explain it. I just connect to energy. So it's like, whenever I connect to, it's like kind of like putting in like a plug, and it's like, I feel energy. So I see I'm constantly seeing things in my brain and like hearing messages. So it's like, once I connect to that energy, I'm able to like really weave through it and like work through it. So it's like, as the channel gets bigger, me and how I function with picker cards, like I felt like I wasn't able to really be as impactful in people's lives and really be as helpful. I don't want to say impactful, because I don't want to feel as if I'm like important in people's lives, but it's like, I feel like I wasn't able to reach or help as many people in the way that would actually be beneficial in their lives by doing picker cards. So doing zodiac ones that I'm doing now, I'm still trying to get my flow with it. It's a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie to you, with like 12 videos a week just on that. So I really do appreciate your patience in that regard of me figuring it out. I do promise you, once I like really, if I'm gonna be on it, like blunt, right? Once I get like a nice flow of things, everything's gonna just be so beautiful. My ultimate goal is to have everything like scheduled, so it's like water signs on X day, fire signs on Tuesdays, whatever. That's the best case scenario, but it's like I still wanted to like do my best and provide this content to you as consistently as possible, just because I wanted to help you guys, and I really enjoy seeing you guys. It makes my heart so happy to be able to like connect to you guys whenever, and to just be as real and shameless as possible. And so I really wanted to give my gratitude for that, my appreciation for that. So So thank you for 1,000. Right now we're over at like over 1,200. Really do want to get back into doing more spiritual videos again weekly as well, and personal videos. Like I have such a big plans for my channel. It's just a matter of getting everything on routine. And yeah, I really wanted to like make this video just to let y'all know that I haven't forgotten you guys at all. Really haven't. Everything that I do is kind of shaped towards like trying to figure out how I can make everything work. It's definitely not out of laziness that I don't do more. And that's what I wanted to express to you guys. It's not out of laziness. You guys are constantly what motivates me to like push myself and improve myself. I just want y'all to know that you're not forgotten. You're not heard. I just been like working through stuff, you know? Like everyone's working through stuff, right? I know my channel might have seemed or felt a little bit more impersonal once I transitioned into Zodiacs, but it's like because I was have been so focused on like trying to like just get that content out there every week. It just has, because it's like a new adjustment for me, it's just been a little bit more difficult, right? I'm gonna be real. I don't want you guys to ever feel like I'm just like becoming more commercialized or anything, because that's how I feel about my channel. If I'm gonna be blunt, that's like my thing, where it's just like it bothers me that I've only been able to do zodiac signs, because that's not the purpose of why I created this channel. If I wanted to just get views, I could have easily just done videos that got views and been like so much further along in terms of like subscribers, right? I wanted this channel and I created this channel because I wanted to connect with you guys personally. And I want you guys to know that that isn't forgotten. It's not forgotten at all. I'm still trying to figure out my way with it and to just find my flow of things. I'm trying to find my flow. My goal to always, at the very least, to provide a space for you guys to just exist and just be normal, right? In our hectic worlds. And because that's the thing, that's something I've learned as well, like through you guys emailing me, which I always have my email down below. I may not always respond to you instantly, right? But I try my best. And if you have reached out to me, don't feel any shame. I'm gonna say it right now. If you truly do feel like reaching out to me, don't feel any shame about repeating an email and just being like, hey, whatever. I'm telling you right now, I'm never gonna be bothered by it. I am just like a hardcore introvert. Like when I had like my moment where I didn't speak to anybody for 10 days, that was bliss to me. Like I am so good at being my own best friend and I enjoy just being by myself. So don't feel any shame about reaching out to me. Don't ever feel silly about talking to me about whatever. And I'm saying this because it's like, I'm someone that has been on YouTube, like watched YouTubers since YouTube came out. Like I know what goes through people's heads because I do that as well. I don't ever want you to feel silly for emailing me and reaching out and talking about your personal stuff with me. I don't want you to feel silly for whatever it is. I guess I just don't want you to feel, I don't want you to feel silly, and I don't want you to feel alone, because I truly do value the energy and I do appreciate the effort that you guys put into connecting with me, because it's like my entire existence has been on the internet as well. I truly, this is my normal. This is why it's always been so normal for me to talk to people and to just make videos like this, because it's like that's the only kind of friendships that I've been able to have, the close connections I've been able to have is through the internet. So don't ever just be like, oh, don't reach out. Like don't ever convince yourself that it's not worth reaching out to me. If I'm not like receptive to you in that moment, I want you to know it has nothing to do with you. I'm just going through my stuff, and I promise you I'm always trying to do my absolute best and connecting with you guys, because I am so appreciative of having you guys in my life. I really, yeah. I'm gonna wrap this up because I just keep on repeating myself, I feel. But thank you guys so much for being my friend. Let me know what you think about the music down below as well. I've been like, even though this goes again with showing like how much I think about you guys, but I've been listening to music, trying to collect a library of stuff that I think you guys would like and blend in like really beautifully together. So let me know if you like any of the music as well. This is the kind of stuff I always listen to, so it's like I really enjoy being able to share this music with you guys. It makes me happy. Everyone, I'm so used to everyone just being so, I say everyone, when I was like a teenager and stuff, like everyone was like so not mean, but like critical. And you know how people are; they're just so snobby about music taste, and no one's ever liked my music. And so it's like being able to just like put music that I just feel like is just so fitting. Like that's my art. Honestly, music is my art. As silly as it sounds, like being able to, like I resonate with music and sounds and stuff that just express an emotion. So it's like music to me is like an emotion. So it's and because I view emotion as like an art form, it's just I hope you guys like it. I think you guys will. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being with me. Thank you so much for being my friend, being my family. And if you haven't heard it today, I see you, I hear you, and I love you so much.